when a deadly virus wiped out everyone over the age of 13. The world fell into chaos, and vampires rose from the shadows to enslave the surviving children. Among them was Yuichiro Hyakuya, a stubborn and hot-headed boy who refused to accept his fate. Alongside his friend Michaela and their orphan family, he dreamed of escaping the vampire city and living freely on the surface. But that dream ended in blood. When their escape failed, Yuichiro watched every single member of his family get slaughtered before his eyes. He survived, but survival wasn't mercy. It was a curse. From that day forward, Yu's heart burned only for vengeance. He joined the Moon Demon Company, humanity's last hope against the vampires. And in his quest for strength, he made a contract with a demon, not for glory, not for honor, but for revenge, against the monsters who took everything from him. A mysterious virus swept the world and killed everyone over the age of 13. Cities collapsed, and anarchy followed. From the depths of the earth, the vampires emerged and took control, placing the surviving children into underground cities, and treating them as livestock to harvest blood. Among the children in the Hyakuya orphanage were Yuichiro Hyakuya and Michaela Hyakuya, who grew up as brothers along with the other orphans. Life under the vampires was harsh. The children were monitored, bled regularly, and denied any real freedom. Michaela secretly planned an escape. He stole a map and acquired a small gun, preparing to lead the orphans to the surface and a chance at freedom. On the night they attempted to flee, the children moved through the tunnels toward the exit. At the tunnel mouth, they were confronted by Farid Batari, a high-ranking vampire noble who had been watching them. Farid slaughtered several children immediately. The escape turned into a massacre as he cut them down one after another. Akane and others were killed in the opening carnage, while the remaining children scrambled in panic. Michaela, wounded and desperate, raised the stolen gun to try to stop Farid. Farid struck back violently, Michaela's arm was severed, and he was pierced through the chest. As Michaela weakened, he told Yuichiro to run and survive. Yuichiro seized the gun and swiftly fired at Farid, shooting him in the head and momentarily incapacitating him. With Farid halted, Yuichiro fled through the tunnel and burst out onto the ruined surface world, leaving Michaela behind among the fallen. Alone on the surface, Yuichiro wandered through snow-covered ruins, until he encountered troops from the Japanese Imperial Demon Army. Gurren Akinos and other members of the Moon Demon Company found him and brought him into the army. They offered him a path to train and fight back against the vampires. Years later, Yuichiro had joined the Moon Demon Company, and dedicated himself to avenging his orphan family, and killing the vampires who had taken them. Yuichiro is now 16, 4 years after escaping from the vampire city, haunted by nightmares about the night his family died, and his failure to save Michaela. He's become a soldier in the Japanese Imperial Demon Army, but his impulsive nature and insubordination get him punished. As punishment, he's suspended from frontline duties and ordered to attend school, with strict instructions to make friends and cooperate, supervised by Shino Haragi, who is assigned to monitor him. In class, Yuichiro mumbles to himself about being forced into this schooling, provoking the teacher. Shino delivers a note from Gurren Akinos, instructing him to behave or face further suspension. At school, Yoichi Sadame is bullied by students, Satoshi Yamanaka and others, who demand snacks and treats in exchange for friendship. Yuichiro intervenes despite the rules that forbid harming civilians, but ends up being reprimanded. Suddenly, an explosion rocks the school building. A vampire held in a research facility on campus has escaped. Alarms blare, warnings transmitted, do not approach the vampire. Evacuate immediately. Yuichiro, ignoring orders and risking his suspension, runs to retrieve his sword and gun from his locker. He enters a classroom where the escaped vampire is feeding on a victim. The vampire turns its attention to him. The vampire is agile, dodging his strikes. Yoichi intervenes, tackling the vampire from the side. Yuichiro protects Yoichi and the student, engaging in the fight. The vampire overpowers him, grabbing his throat and leaping out the window with him in its grip. As they fall outside, Gurren Akinos and other Moon Demon Company members arrive. Gurren strikes the vampire with his cursed gear weapon and kills it, saving Yuichiro's life. Yuichiro is unconscious, then wakes in a hospital. Yoichi and Shino are at his bedside. He learns he's been officially accepted into the Moon Demon Company, fulfilling the promise that if he could make a friend, Yoichi, and act to protect others, He could return to vampire hunting duty. A calm afternoon at school. And Yu is once again the talk of the campus. The girl he saved during the vampire attack calls him up to the rooftop. She looks nervous, clutching something behind her back. When Yu arrives, she blurts it out, she likes him. She hands him a love letter. And runs off before he can even blink. Before he can process what just happened, Shinoa appears, of course, smiling like she's been watching the whole thing. She teases him for being the new school hero, calling him popular with the ladies. Yu denies it, face red, while Shinoa keeps poking fun. Joking that in the army, relationships are practically a duty. Yu groans, realizing there's no winning with her. He tries to change the topic, complaining that even though he's been accepted into the vampire extermination unit, he's still stuck in school. Shinoa reminds him that training has already started, he just hasn't realized it yet. She tells him what's waiting ahead, a weapon capable of killing vampires. A cursed gear forged from a demon's power. When she summons her own gear, a massive scythe surrounded by dark energy, Yu is stunned. The power coming off it is unlike anything he's ever felt. For a moment, his usual arrogance slips. Replaced by pure awe. He demands to try it, but Shinoa warns him it's impossible. Only the one bound to a demon can wield it. That doesn't stop Yu, he lunges anyway, and Shinoa easily knocks him flat. Not long after, their moment is interrupted. Yoichi runs up, panicked. A group of boys follows behind him, the same ones who used to bully him. But this time, they're bowing their heads, begging for help. Their friend, Yuji, went into a restricted part of the school called the Forbidden Chamber, and never came back. Yu crosses his arms, unimpressed, calling them out for asking favors from the same boy they bullied. Shinoa just shakes her head at his smug tone. But the boys aren't lying, Yuji really is trapped down there, and the army considers anyone who enters that area a criminal. Curious, Yu asks what this Forbidden Chamber even is. Shinoa explains that it's not some ghost story, it's a top-secret training zone run by the Japanese Imperial Demon Army. Anyone who enters without permission risks being possessed by the demon sealed inside. Yu doesn't hesitate. When Shinoa leads him underground, he follows without question. Beneath the school lies a vast, eerie shrine carved from stone, filled with strange symbols. Shinoa tells him that the entire school was built as a testing ground, to see who's strong enough to resist a demon's temptation. Inside the chamber, they find the missing student, Yuji. Already possessed. His body twists unnaturally, eyes glowing, voice no longer human. Shinoa warns Yu to stay back and wait for backup from the Moon Demon Company. But Yu ignores her. He rushes forward to fight, determined to prove himself. As he grabs the cursed weapon, black mist surges around him. The demon's power seizes his mind, dragging him into another world. In an instant, Yu is no longer underground. He's back in the orphanage, the Hyakuya family sitting around a warm table. Mika, Akane, the kids, everyone is there, smiling. Alive. For a moment, Yu forgets everything. He sits down, overwhelmed by the peace of it all. But something feels off. Their smiles twist. Their voices turn cold. They remind him that he ran away. That he left them behind to die. They demand revenge, whispering that all he needs to do is accept their power. The illusion tempts him. Vengeance, strength, everything he's ever wanted. But Yu's heart breaks through the fog. He remembers Mika's face, his real words, his real kindness. Mika would never tell him to get revenge. That's when Yu realizes, it's not them. It's the demon pretending to be his family. Fury replaces fear. The dream collapses around him in shards of light. Back in reality, he drops to his knees, gasping for breath. The cursed weapon rests in his hand, the demon's presence finally silenced. Shinoa stands nearby, stunned. Few people ever survive touching a demon for the first time, but Yu did. The test is over. He's proven his will strong enough to resist possession. Shinoa knows what this means. Yu is now ready to receive his own cursed gear. On his way to class, he bumps into Shihoka Mizuki, sparking a quick brawl in the hallway. Yu blames it on a telephone pole with a nasty face, but no one buys it. In class, Lieutenant Colonel Gurren Akinos makes a rare appearance to introduce the new recruits. Yu and Yoichi Saotome are now members of his class. Gurren immediately introduces and mocks them, calling Yu an idiot and Yoichi a wuss. Yu snaps back, declaring he doesn't need friends or teamwork, he only needs the best weapon to destroy vampires. His arrogance earns him a seat slam from Gurren. and laughter from his classmates. But the tone changes when Shinoa Hiragi, Yu's squad leader, reports that Kamizuki and Yu fought earlier. Guren scolds her for watching the show instead of stopping it, showing how chaotic this new team really is. Later, Kamizuki storms into Guren's office, demanding to be tested for the Black Demon Series cursed gear, believing it's his ticket to curing his sick sister. Guren reminds him that power without control is suicide. The demons inside the weapons feed on human desire and rage. In Kamizuki's unstable state, he'd be devoured instantly. The next day, the class undergoes cooperativeness training, a teamwork exam using army-controlled curse puppets. The students must pair up and fight together. Yu and Kamizuki, still bitter rivals, are forced to team up. The battle begins. Both charge forward individually, ignoring each other's moves. Their lack of coordination causes them to get hit by the puppets, earning them a -10 points deduction from their score. Before they can continue, an officer rushes in with urgent news: Kamizuki's sister's condition has worsened. The instructors tell him to leave immediately and visit her. But Kamizuki refuses, insisting he can still fight and wants to finish the test first. Yu, seeing through his stubbornness, punches him hard across the face, forcing him to go. "Go see her," he says, more as an order than advice. Kamizuki finally leaves. Later, when he returns, Kamizuki quietly thanks Yu for forcing him to go. That moment of reluctant gratitude marks the beginning of a bond between the two rivals. Meanwhile, deep within the vampire city of Sanguinum, Krult Sepish gathers the vampire nobles. With reports of humans fighting back, she officially declares war on the Japanese Imperial Demon Army. Farid, smiling as always, and beside him, silent and watching, is Michaela. Even as a vampire, he's still thinking of Yuichiro. He's alive, but on the opposite side of the coming war. Meanwhile, Michaela wanders the city streets, through neighborhoods that used to be his home. He approaches the orphanage where he grew up. A child inside spots him. Freezes in fear. Mika reaches out, offers comfort, but another child pulls the younger one in, protective and suspicious. Mika turns away and keeps moving, burdened by what he is now. Back with the humans, in an army meeting hall, Guren Ikinos is present with high-ranking officers, including members of the Hiragi family. When the meeting drags on, Guren storms out in irritation, clearly impatient with the bureaucracy. Outside, Yuichiro confronts Guren, demanding that he be given a cursed gear weapon so he can fight. Guren resists at first, but eventually agrees, partly to move Yu out of the spotlight of the Hiragi family. He knocks Yu out, after Yu kicks him, and departs, saying that dealing with fools is tiring. In class, the teacher Sayuri Hanayori returns test papers, noting that the results will affect which level of cursed gear each student can get. Yu glances at his score. 0. He quickly tries to hide it, but Shinoa swipes the paper, playfully teasing him in front of others. Among the students, tension grows. Kamizuki flaunts his perfect scores in Latin, Japanese, and spellcraft. Yu taunts him. Kamizuki replies sharply. Tempers flare, and they come to blows. A fistfight breaks out in class. Guren enters amid the chaos. Yu demands his cursed weapon. Kamizuki also presses for answers about why Guren was absent for days. Guren, at that moment, slams his sword into the classroom floor, unleashing a demonic aura so strong that many students collapse from the strain. Only Yoichi and Shinoa endure it without failing. Yu and Kamizuki struggle under its force. Guren asks Sayuri whether some students might already be ready to form a contract with a demon, even if they haven't fully completed training. Sayuri hesitates, especially about Yoichi's qualification. Guren presses, is Yoichi willing to give his life for revenge? Yu argues for Yoichi to step down, but Kamizuki agrees with Yu's point, adding that Yoichi already carries emotional burdens. Yoichi recalls the death of his sister, and resolves to proceed, despite doubts. The students are led to the contract room. Each takes their place before their cursed weapon. Yu, Kamizuki, and Yoichi are permitted to try forming a contract with a demon. Yuichiro, Kamizuki, and Yoichi stand before their cursed gear weapons, ready to form a contract with a demon. Each candidate enters a mental trial against the demon's influence. They face illusions and memories meant to break their resolve. Kamizuki's test comes first. He confronts his own guilt over his sick sister, Mirai, and memories of hardship. He falters, but ultimately resists, rejecting the demon's manipulation. Then it's Yu's turn. He's dragged into a vision of his lost family, the orphans he couldn't save. The demon pushes, abandon attachments, choose power over love. But Yu counters, refusing to discard what he cares about. He holds firm. The demon concedes and accepts a conditional bond, as long as Yu's heart stays strong. Yu also learns something shocking. About 10% of him is non-human. Yoichi's trial is darker. He's weak under pressure. The demon possession takes over him. Yoichi transforms into a man-eating demon, attacking Kamizuki and Yu. The demons suddenly go into a frenzy and attack. Yoichi and Kamizuki hesitate, unsure what to do, but Guren orders them to fight. He reminds them that Yoichi has been captured by a demon, and the only way to save him is to use their cursed gear. He tells Kamizuki this is the moment to perform an extermination. Yoichi's counterattack creates an opening. Yet when the time comes to finish it, neither he nor Kamizuki can bring themselves to strike their friend. Yuichiro lowers his sword. He refuses to kill Yoichi. He shouts that Yoichi has to fight the demon inside him, to snap out of it, because he won't slay a comrade. It's either you defeat that demon, or you kill me, he says. Guren adds firmly that Yoichi must face his trauma and overcome it. Those words reach him. Yoichi trembles, then slowly forces himself to resist the demon's control. The possession breaks. The dark aura fades, and Yoichi regains himself. The trial ends. Guren acknowledges their success, and the three of them, Yuichiro, Kamizuki, and Yoichi, officially become members of the Moon Demon Company. After surviving the demon trial, Yuichiro, Kamizuki, and Yoichi are accepted into the Moon Demon Company. They finally have the power to fight back against the vampires, the very creatures that destroyed their families. But for Yuichiro, this isn't just about duty. He still remembers watching his family die in front of him. And the one promise he made that day: to wipe out every vampire that ever walked this earth. He's now made a contract with a demon, gaining the cursed power to take revenge. But that same power could consume him at any time. As the team is sent on their first real mission, new allies, and new dangers, await. Yuichiro's rage begins to clash with his orders. And somewhere beyond the battlefield, a familiar face thought to be dead is still alive, among the vampires. The past Yu thought he buried is coming back. And this time, it's not human. He watched his family die. And in his thirst for vengeance, he made a deal with a demon. But in a world where monsters and men share the same darkness, how long before he becomes one himself?